We are told that hitting the pavement on an empty stomach is the ultimate physiological hack for fat loss and health. But there is a catch. That advice is based almost entirely on male physiology. When active women apply those exact same fasting protocols, their bodies don't drop weight, they actively store fat. To understand why, we have to look at the hypothalamus, a powerful control center in the brain. When a man skips breakfast and exercises, his hypothalamus detects low blood sugar and simply shifts gears, efficiently burning stored fat for fuel. This split-screen diagram illustrates the stark biological difference. The left side shows the male metabolic pathway, cleanly oxidizing fat. The right side shows the female pathway. When a woman exercises fasted, her hypothalamus interprets the lack of calories as a severe survival threat. It spikes cortisol, hoards fat, and begins cannibalizing muscle tissue. Taking a starvation approach designed for men and forcing it onto a female body creates a biological paradox. You aren't hacking your metabolism, you are guaranteeing that it stalls out. To avoid that survival response, women need to send a clear biological signal of safety. That means getting food into the system within 30 minutes of waking up. This diagram lays out the exact fuel required to break that morning catabolic state. For lifting weights, you need 15 grams of protein beforehand. If you're doing cardiovascular training, you need 15 grams of protein plus 30 grams of carbohydrates. This graph tracks morning stress. Waking causes a sharp cortisol spike. Introducing nutrients immediately flattens that curve, allowing the body to enter rest and repair mode tonight. Skip breakfast, and that peak shifts right, causing evening stress, insulin resistance, and nighttime wake-ups. Securing deep, reparative sleep isn't something you handle at bedtime. It is a biochemical process that you have to initiate within the first half hour of your day. The same biological urgency applies immediately after a workout. Post-exercise, blood flow to muscles is incredibly high, making them uniquely receptive to incoming nutrients. This timeline chart maps the post-workout recovery periods. A man has a relaxed window of anywhere from 3 to 18 hours to consume nutrients. For a woman, that window plummets back to baseline in just 45 minutes. That tight window becomes even more critical during the luteal phase of the menstrual cycle, when the hormone progesterone actively increases muscle breakdown. To halt that breakdown, women need to consume 25 to 30 grams of protein, paired with a small amount of carbohydrates, within 30 to 45 minutes of finishing their training. The female post-workout period is essentially an urgent rescue operation. Delaying food traps the body in a continuous state of muscular damage. This is also why the trend of prolonged multi-day intermittent fasting backfires for active women. Pushing a fast for days induces deep physiological stress and inflammation, which ultimately drives the body to store visceral fat. The female-optimized biological rule is to eat in the light and fast in the dark. That means targeting a much tighter 13 to 15-hour overnight window, like finishing dinner by 7 and eating breakfast at 8. During those eating hours, hitting your macronutrient baselines is required. The standard dietary recommendation of 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram is merely a survival dose meant to prevent malnutrition. This bar chart tracks the effects of doubling that baseline. Bumping intake to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight leads directly to a drop in visceral fat and a distinct rise in muscle quality. That protein, combined with a high-fiber diet, supports a very specific collection of bacteria called the estrobolome. These bacteria produce enzymes that recycle discarded estrogen, sending it back into your bloodstream to keep your hormone levels balanced. When you consume low-fiber, ultra-processed diets, you destroy that microbial diversity. The body loses its ability to recycle estrogen, which directly contributes to hormonal disruption. High protein intake and fiber-rich gut health act as the dual master controllers of female hormonal balance, regulating estrogen levels while simultaneously protecting lean muscle mass. Mandatory breakfasts, narrow recovery windows, and shorter fasts all point to a single principle. To function optimally, the female body demands biological signals of safety. Treating a female body like a smaller version of a male body guarantees chronic stress, disrupted circadian rhythms, and stubborn fat retention. For women, biological discipline does not mean extreme caloric deprivation. It means precision fueling that perfectly aligns with your natural circadian rhythms. Achieving peak female health requires moving past the standard starvation model. To reach maximum strength and longevity, women must finally feed their physiology.